Good morning on a very cold Saturday, the 3rd of February 2018. Welcome to this morning's United Kingdom Talk. Very grey and murky and very, very cold outside. I haven't actually been outside yet. I'm detecting that it looks very cold outside. I've been very busy as well this morning. Oh, yes, I haven't stopped yet. So yesterday, after I finished chatting to you yesterday, I went up the swimming pool. Oh, we had two really slow people in the fast lane yesterday. We've only got two lanes. There's like one side, which is like for families and should be for slow people, and the other side, which is for lane swimmers. It's only a small pool, so you can get two in each side, and they can go up and down. As soon as you get more than two, you have to go round in circles. So I've got in there and I've stood there for a while or two, and I'm noticing, going like this. And I thought, oh, here we go. And they really are going at the speed of a snail. So as soon as I get in there, and it doesn't always work out, but it did yesterday, they immediately start swimming around in circles, which you have to do. You have to be aware of other people who have got in the pool. It's only fair. So I'm doing my thing. Of course, I'm overtaking them all the time, these two slow coaches. Slower and slower and slower they were going. I don't know. Anyway, I managed to complete my swim. By the time I'd finished swimming, there was no one else left there. I think I've splashed them all too much. Good. Good. Get out of the way, dear. That's for the slow people in that side. Why are you in this side? We can't get anywhere, love. It's like these idiots who sit in the middle lane of the motorway, isn't it? Yes, you tried to get past those before, haven't you? Cool. So after that, I then took a drive over to Whetstone to check out a pub, whether it's good enough for suitable for a sort of a karaoke night. And I'm pleased to say I think it is. A pub in Whetstone. Now, it's right in the middle of the high street. I'd never been to Whetstone in sort of north, I think it's north 20. N20, I think is the postcode. Anyway, I've never been there before. So I'm driving along, and when I'm going to a new place, you look around at the people. You look around, are they sort of nice people, or are they not nice? Are they sort of people you don't want to mix with? I see there's some people on the telly this morning who you wouldn't want to mix with. I'll come to that a little bit later on. So I'm driving through Whetstone. I'm thinking, I think this is quite a well-to-do area. People generally well-behaved, walking up and down the streets. Oh, houses to die for. Beautiful houses around there. Anyway, so I got there. I had real trouble parking. I will tell you that I had a lot of trouble parking, and in the end I had to go right back and up a side road where I travelled for ages, and it was a good 10 minutes walk to the pub. But of course this is daytime. Karaoke will be at night time, you see, so that's not too much of an issue, or at least I don't think it would be an issue. Anyway, so I parked the car and walked 10 minutes back to the car. And went in the pub and met Marc, the manager, who I've worked with several times before, first of all in Bluches, and he was running the Camden Eye until they had the refit, and then he's gone elsewhere now, which is why he's asked me to go there as well. I had a look around. Very nice. Very nice indeed, I have to say. There's like a pub part. There's like a part in the middle, which is kind of, how could I put, it's almost like a DIY bit they've put on the back. And it's very big, with televisions and heaters and things like that in there. And then there's the garden. Oh my God, the garden is to die for. And right at the back of the garden, it's got like this little bit where you can sit under, and you could do shows in this little bit. Even a karaoke. You do a karaoke in this like covered bit at the back of the garden, almost like a stage. It's fantastic. What a wonderful place. So that's all well and good. And he's just got to check with the head office now that we can all go and all that. And then we should get a date there. So that one will be on Tuesday nights, 8 till 11. Nice and early. You can all get up in the morning for work. Don't worry about that. 8 till 11 that will be. Hopefully on Tuesdays as soon as I get a start date from Marc. So I'll let you know about that. All right. So I drove back here. Came back here, and I picked up the phone and I rang a venue in Camden. Because, as you know, the Camden Eye has finished now. There's no more karaoke at the Camden Eye. New manager didn't want it, so that's fair enough. That's one of those things. Incidentally, when I put that on the internet, when I put no more Camden Eye, there were a lot of people on there rushing to my defence. Loyal people. And thank you so much. It's very kind of you to do that. Very kind of you to do that. But my opinion of that sort of thing is, I've worked with her for, I think around about 8 or 9 months we've done the Camden Eye, and it was good. It was good, and they paid me a good wage, okay? Money's neither here nor there to me, as you know. All right, I don't do this for the money. I don't expect someone to take the mick. If you've got a really busy night, then don't be giving me 10 quid. No, you're taking the mick. But I do it because I love doing what I do. I have a real passion for what I do. If you don't have a passion for what you do, you shouldn't be doing it. That's why I come out of the DJing. That's why I come out of the DJing. I lost the passion for the DJing. If you're not interested, you shouldn't be doing this job. I love doing my karaoke and I love doing my quiz nights. I absolutely love them. So we had a good run at the Camden Eye. New manager comes in, doesn't want it. That's fair enough. It's fair enough. Please don't blame the manager. It's happened at other places before. You know, it has happened at other places before. It's just the way it is. Not everyone likes karaoke. Not everyone likes me. You know, sometimes I'll go into a place and I'll be doing my stuff and everyone's shouting. And then in the corner you spot someone and you know that they hate you. That is just how it is. That's just how it is. As it happens, whoever it was, I don't know who it was actually. I've no idea who it was. But someone's come into the Camden and doesn't want the karaoke. Sends me a message. Really sorry, karaoke's cancelled. Okay, that's all right. That's fine. Thank you for the work. That's how we look at it. Thank you for the work. Let's move on. I don't hold any bad feelings or anything like that. You know? I really don't. Unless I was to come out of somewhere and be replaced by someone else. That would piss me off. But that actually, I'm very lucky in my work and that it doesn't happen very much. But if someone just, oh, no, I don't think we want karaoke, that's okay. Thank you very much, but no need to jump to my offence because I am not offended by that. It's just they want to go in a different direction, and that's good. That's all right. So we're straight on the phone, look for another place. But I feel I want to work in Camden. I've worked in Camden for so many years, at the Black Cat for 18 years, at Belushi's in Camden for a couple of years, the Camden Eye for nearly a year. I want to be in Camden. I want a night in Camden. So I picked up the phone when I got here and I rang someone. And it looks like it will be fine, and it looks like we've got another Sunday night in Camden. I cannot tell you about it yet because I haven't had the yes. Okay? Haven't had the yes. I should find out about that this afternoon, so I'll let you know. We might even do an emergency broadcast. We might even do an emergency broadcast if I find out today, okay? So keep an eye out for that later on. And if it happens, I'll be really pleased to tell you the information because I feel a little bit of a need to work in Camden Town, all right? So I'll let you know a little bit about that later. Got back here, as I say, around about 2:15 yesterday afternoon. Had a bit of lunch, had my beetroot burgers. Have you tried them yet? I told you, you've got to try beetroot burgers. Get them in Waitrose. I think Tesco's do them as well. Waitrose certainly do them, both in the chiller cabinet and in the frozen food cabinet. And they are 80% beetroot, and they are delicious. I never thought I'd eat beetroot, but there you go. They're absolutely delicious. I had a couple of beetroot burgers, some spaghetti, and some instant mashed potato, which I've got addicted a bit to instant mashed potato for some reason. You know, that and jacket. I like potatoes. They're not fattening, no. No, they're not. It depends how you cook them. If you want to sit there and fry them in oil or put them in the oven and tip half a bucket of goose fat over them, yes, they're not good. Not good for you. All you need is a little bit of spray, fry light. Done. And then what have you got in the oven? Potatoes. That's it. Maybe a bit of rosemary over the top for roast potato. Rosemary over the top. Do you like rosemary? I like her as well. I've never actually met her, but there we are. Rosemary or garlic powder. Oh, delicious. Absolutely delicious. Thanks for your messages. I'll come to those in a moment, boys and girls, okay? So they're really nice. Put them in the oven. A few bits of spray light. About 25 minutes. Oh, they're delicious. You do not need to cover them in oil. Why do people do that? Why? And turn it up to a reasonable temperature. My sister, bless her, she's not very good at roast potatoes. They're never right. They're never brown. They're white. They always come out white. I mean, at Christmas, I accused her of being racist because she didn't want brown roast potatoes. She has them white all the time. I can't understand it. She says, I was speaking to her on the phone a couple of days. I don't know if she's with us today, but I was speaking to her on the phone a couple of days ago. And she said, when I'm not there, she says the roast potatoes come out perfect. I make her feel nervous because I'm there. All she's got to do is turn it up a bit more, for Christ's sake. 220, you want it up. Get your potatoes in it, chop them, and they're even better if you chop them up small, aren't they? Chop them up small, spray with Firelight in the oven, 220 degrees centigrade, quite hot, about 25 minutes. But keep an eye on them. Once they start going brown, there's not a lot of difference between brown and black. There isn't. Be very careful. You leave them in there too long, as soon as they start going brown, keep a very close eye, because they'll be black as a cinder. Not that bothers me anyway. I quite like eating burnt potatoes and burnt food. I burn all the burgers, you know. Oh, yes, I can't bear something that's undercooked. Oh, it's vile. How can people eat sushi? I haven't even cooked the stuff. Oh, it's come out of the sea and they chop it up and decorate it all around these ghastly polystyrene things coming around on a little conveyor belt. Oh, let's have that one. I mean, how is that a meal? How is that a meal? Nasty, that sushi. I'm full of bits of plastic. Full of bits of plastic. I'm full of tea this morning. I've got my United Kingdom Talk mug. And my Harrods number 14 breakfast tea there. So that was my day yesterday. Then we had the night time, which I'll come to in a minute. Let's say hello to some of you who are sending messages. Let's start off on the other side today. Good morning to N on Periscope. Good morning, N. Hello to Paul Mosley, who says it's raining in Birmingham. It's raining, it's pouring. My love life is boring me to tears. S. Gregorian says it's raining there as well. Where are you, S. Gregorian? I can't remember where you are now, sir. I think you're in London, aren't you? Hello to Mick, who's in Walsall. I've never been there, Mick. Happy, good morning to you, sir. Good morning. Good morning to... let's have a look. Let's just go over here. Diana, you get the first message in on Facebook this morning. Good morning, Diana. We love you. She came last night because they were celebrating someone's birthday last night in Central Station, where we do the karaoke on Fridays and Mondays. And what a lovely night last night. I'll come to that in a moment. Happy birthday, Lazio, for yesterday. It was his birthday yesterday. It was, what is he, 45? 55? Can't remember the age now. Can't remember the age. Good morning to Diane. Ray Reynolds is there. Good morning, Ray. Marc Jones enjoying the new opening video. Oh, we've had that for a while now, Mark. About 3 weeks. Where have you been, dear? Do try and get there early, my love. We haven't got time for latecomers, dear. Do try. I put a note up. You know, like 15 minutes before a show's going to start. You must get there early, lovey. Get there early, all right? Good morning to James Clark. Do you want a phone line open this morning, by the way? Do you want a phone line open? Yeah, let's open it. Hang on. Right, just a minute. That. Wait for it. And there it is. Phone line open now if you want to call in. 0208 144 3477 is my local London number. If you want to call in this morning, there it is. You can call in, or maybe you don't want to call in. That's fine as well. 0208 144 3477. If you've got Skype, you can Skype in on United Kingdom Talk. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Gregorian. Is in London. I think you're in North London, aren't you? Good morning to James Clark. Morning, James. Diana says it was an amazing night. It was an amazing night last night. We had a fantastic night at Central Station last night. I got there about 7:30, a little earlier than I usually get there. And it was already really busy. There we go. We got a call already. Good morning, Mark.
Morning, Chris. How are you?
Well, you might have been slow on watching, but you're very quick on calling in this morning.
I just wanted to say I didn't like watching you on catch-up on YouTube
instead
of watching you in the morning.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've watched some of your really old videos as well.
Is that when I looked young and pretty?
No, that was when you looked a little bit more chubby, a little bit like myself.
Chubby, dear? Beg
Yes,
pardon?
before you went on Slimming World,
Chubby?
like your face is totally different.
Chubby, what, like this? Is it like I'm blowing my cheeks out?
A little bit.
Yeah, but you're happy, aren't you? You don't need to lose weight. You're happy with how you are,
No,
aren't
I'm
you?
happy.
Well, there you go. That's all that matters. I don't care.
I
As I
know I
said.
can go somewhere and eat something I enjoy.
Oh, excuse me. So do I. What about my beetroot
Well, I know.
burgers? Beetroot
I
burgers,
know,
darling.
I am going to go and get some of them from Tesco because I've heard you talk about them like 5 times now. And they
Now-
sound really nice. I do like beetroot.
I haven't seen them in Tesco, but I gather they're available in Tesco. They're definitely in Waitrose because I've seen a couple of
So
those.
we don't have a Waitrose here.
Where are you?
I'm in Nottingham.
Oh, of course you don't have one there, dear. We don't have Waitrose people in Nottingham. Obviously, we have
But
Jeremy
we do have a
Kyle.
Cardo, which is Waitrose.
We have Jeremy Kyle type people in Nottingham. There's no Waitrose people up there, my love. My car, as I approach Nottingham, it just cuts out. It won't go any further along the road. It's true.
Charming, dear. Charming.
Yes, well, you must try those beetroot burgers. I hope you like them, sir.
I will. Robin Hood will be on his way to get you saying stuff like that.
Robin Hood, riding through the glen. Robin Hood, with his merry men. They were all a bit dodgy, weren't they?
Oh,
I'm
they
sure that
was,
was some
weren't
sort of gay sect that they were all in.
Right, I'll let you go. I just wanted to say I do watch you. I just
I'm
watch
glad-
you at a later date.
I'm glad you enjoy the opening video. As you probably know, we did an afternoon tea on a boat a couple of weeks ago, and it was dirt cheap. I think it was about 20 quid each or something like that.
Oh, that's
and
good.
I did a show, and then while I was doing the show, I thought, do you know what? That would make a really good sort of opening video. So then I put it all together. It does take a long time to do something like that. That was about 10 hours work, that one. I know it's only
I
on
heard you say that. What software do you use to make that?
Adobe. I have a and it's quite old. Adobe Premiere Elements 12.
Cool.
Okay, but that was when you could download the whole software. Now it's all in the cloud and you have to rent it. And I object to renting software. I really do. Why would I be wanting to pay £15 a month for something when I could buy it for 50 quid outright? You know?
Very true.
Although it wasn't. I think it was more than that. I think it was about £100 for that software. But now I own
It's
it.
just a money-making thing.
It is. I don't like renting software at all. And Microsoft have tried it as well, haven't they? With Works. Is it Works? Microsoft Works.
Word.
Word
Yeah.
or Works. One of those. I think you can.
Yeah,
only,
yeah, they've got one in the cloud as well now, which is not very good.
I think you can only rent that now as well. But often, if you look around on the internet for open source software, you can find stuff that does the same as Word for free. For example, I have Open Office. Do you know that one? Open Office?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I use for all my words and all that business. I'm not paying like £400 for a piece of software when all I need to do is type in an address and a letter. You know, all these other features on there, well, I don't. When am I going to use those? Not going to use them. Waste of time. So I just get the free versions usually.
I was lucky when I worked at a college last year.
Yeah.
We had free packages of lifetime like Microsoft.
Oh right, yes.
So I got one of them before I left.
Oh, that's handy. I think they do stuff for students and all that. Microsoft, they're pretty good like that, aren't they?
Yeah. Right, I'll let you go anyway, dear. Crack on with your show.
Thank you, Mark. Lovely to talk to you after a while.
And you.
Cheerio now.
Bye.
There we are. Mark calling from, was it Nottingham? Yeah, Nottingham. He's up in Nottingham, isn't he? Nice to talk to you on the phone there, sir. N says, I prefer closed office. I don't know what is closed office. So that means you don't have to go to work. Is that what you mean, N? N does think that I am Christopher Eccleston. I'm not Christopher Eccleston, honestly. I'm not. I know I look a little bit like him. Paul says the worst thing on the internet is the cloud. I hate it. It's slow. Yeah, and a lot of software is now in the cloud, so you have to rent the damn thing. No, it's not for me. I like to buy the software, and that's it. I own it. I'm not having this, pay so much a month for the. And have you looked at your monthly outgoing? Keep an eye on those monthly outgoings. Because you sign up to these things, that's a five. Oh, it's only a £5 a month. Oh, that's only a £10 a month. And then you get your bill and you realise how much you're paying out per month. I suggest you go through that because you won't need all of it. Certainly not your Sky subscriptions. Cool, that is expensive, isn't it? Thank you, Mark. Mark's loving the shirt this morning. I've had this a while, about a year and a half or so, this one. I think it came off Amazon. It was about 20 quid off Amazon. Some wonderful stuff on Amazon. Good morning to Mark. Let's hope you get the new Sunday. I hope so too, yeah, because I think we could do something good on there. It's a pub that is dead on a Sunday. I specifically chose something I thought that would be dead on a Sunday, that we can make sort of our own, our own sort of night there, if it works, said. So fingers crossed there. Good morning to Karaoke. James says the world of showbiz. Oh, it's all happening in showbiz. It's all happening in showbiz. In fact, I've just recorded, before I come to speak to you this morning, I've just recorded my Monday music and chat show that you can find on Upload Radio. And I'm giving you a couple of secrets a secret on Monday. A little secret on Monday about radio interviews. Okay? Radio interviews. To find out about that, you'll have to listen to my show on Upload Radio Monday morning or Monday night at 10 o'clock. They repeat it at night. Or once it's been on Monday morning and Monday night, it then comes back on the catch-up thing as well. All right? Mark says every manager will try something new. Yes, indeed. Yes, they do. You're quite right. And that's why, when they say, sorry, but, that's fine. That's fine. What I would object to if they did it, there was one place that got someone else to tell me, a member of bar staff who was my friend. They told them to tell me. I object to that. You need to come and tell me, that's it, to my face. I don't have a problem with it then, because everything changes. Everything changes. Nothing is forever. Nothing is forever. Except, of course, space. The final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission. Sorry, I'm getting carried away now. I saw did you see the latest Star Trek on Netflix last Monday? Wow. They must have spent a fortune on that new series of Star Trek. It's so good. So good, and so much more of an improvement than that ghastly series of Enterprise. Do you remember the Star Trek Enterprise? That was just awful. Awful. Mark says, just pop the roast potatoes on the sunbed. Some people look like a roast potato after they've been on a sunbed, don't they? I did that once. Only once I went under a sunbed. I hated it. I thought this must be one of the most unnatural things in the world. It really is, sitting on the sunbed. It's awful. So I only ever did that once. Not nice. Mark likes sushi. Oh no, dear. Get rid of it. Nasty stuff, sushi. Nasty, nasty stuff. Good morning to Julian. Morning, Julian. Microsoft Office is subscription-based. There you go. I thought it was, Mark. I thought it was. We got another call coming in. Chris, I think it is. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Chris. Oh, no, that's not worked. Okay, that's not worked. You might want to call back. You can if you want, or if you're happy to listen, that's fine as well. I didn't know that. Yes, I did know that. Microsoft Office is indeed subscription based. Good morning to Mahabet. Good morning to you. Morning to Paul Dow. It's his birthday today, Paul. I shall be singing to you later. Happy birthday, Paul. All right? You are allowed birthday cake, Paul. You're allowed a bit of birthday cake. That is perfectly all right, my darling. Paul's on the slimming world as well. He's lost quite a lot of weight at the moment. Still coming off, isn't it? Good morning to Lee Marshall. You're up early. Will you be working tonight? DJing somewhere? Playing your Kylie Minogue or something like that? Ants loved Star Trek Enterprise. Oh, it was awful. And why were they singing the theme tune? What's all that about? Singing the theme tune for Star Trek? I've heard it all now, dear. I mean, there are certain things that need to be left alone, and the Star Trek music is one of them. You can't have singing on Star Trek. It'd be like me. I mean, what if I had, like, a singing opening? Would that work, do you think? A singing opening? Does that work? Ants is having a steak burger before the gym today. Do you go to the gym, Ants? Really? Is that a recent thing? Because I saw you the other day and you don't really look like you go down the gym, do you? You know, is it the first day today that you're going? Good morning from Chicago, MJ Mo. Good morning to you. Adrian says, Deep Space Nine, it was very deep, so good. Now, I liked that at the beginning, but I find they just kept bringing up the same old subjects time and time again, and I got bored with it. A little bit like this show. Thank you. Last night, as I was saying, Central Station karaoke last night was fantastic. It was so busy as soon as I got there, and we started early last night, actually. Well, once I'm set up, I like to start. You know, if everything's in place, I've got a list of singers in front of me, the screens are all on, the sound's working, I just start. I don't understand these people. They're employed to do stuff, whether DJ and karaoke, quiz night, whatever, and they wait until their time and then they start. I know we're not being paid overtime, but you know what's all that about? Eh? I don't understand it. Paul Dale says, I'm loving the innuendos. What innuendos are you talking about, Paul? There aren't any, dear. This is a clean family show, my dear. Diana's cake. So Central Station last night, great night. It was Lazio's birthday. Diana brought in this cake from Marks and Spencer's. Oh, it was lovely. Oh, it was lovely. Well, I nearly had 2 slices. But when I had the 1 slice, is there any more? Someone give me half a slice. Half a slice. It was that bloody Oz. I think it was that Oz who gave... No, it was one of the other 2 boys who couldn't keep their hands off each other last night. Who was that? Tom and... Was it Tom and Ed? Tom and Ed? They look identical, don't they? Isn't that funny, chaps? Have you noticed that? When people start going out with each other, they start looking like each other. The same hair, the same clothes, the same thickness or fatness, whichever. They start looking like each other. What's all that about? I mean, I think I started looking like my cat, bless her heart, rest her poor soul, before she died last year. Eh? They start looking like each other. Anyway, Diana bought this cake in last night from Marks and Spencer's, it was. Oh, it was delicious. It was absolutely delicious, this birthday cake. And it had on it bits of white chocolate sticking up. And so we brought onto the stage, brought Lazio up onto the stage. It was his birthday last night. He's a nice lad, but he sings depressing songs. Christ's sake, does he do anything happy at all? I had to have a word with Diane. She's with us this morning. I had a word with her last night. She put in one of my most hated songs of all time. Hero, Mariah Carey. God's sake. You're my hero. No one wants to hear it, Diane. Like no one wants to hear, and I will always love you. No one wants to hear those songs. How can I get it into your head? And your mate Lazio. Or however you say the name. I can never get the name right. I know it's foreign of some sort. Happy songs, dear. We didn't quite get round to your 3rd song last night, I Want to Dance With It. It was that busy. We had 35 singers last night. Optimum number of singers for a karaoke night is probably about 18. So we had double that last night, which means, unfortunately, when you've sung, you've got to wait for 35 people to sing before you come round again. So unfortunately, Diane only did 2 songs, as indeed most people, almost everyone in there, just did 2 songs last night. Because I think you came in early as well, didn't you? I'm sure no one did more than 2 songs last night. And one of Diane's songs she had in was I Want to Dance With Someone, but we didn't quite get to that. No blooming ballads. And there are ballads that are all right, that are not depressing. For example, Barry Manilow, I Write the Songs, not depressing. Not depressing. Barry Manilow, Stay. Stay, why don't you be with me tonight? Stay. Heartbreaker, Dionne Warwick, why do you have to be a heartbreaker? One moment in time. One moment in time. Not depressing. I Will Always Love You. And Hero, very depressing. No depressing songs. We need happy songs. Save your kisses for me. Can you do that one, love? Learn that for next time. Save all your kisses for me. Bye-bye, baby, bye-bye. And if you're going to do Rihanna, you've got to dress like Rihanna. You come on the stage, bra and knickers. We're not worried about all this grid girls and all that business. You come on the stage as you want to come on the stage, my darling. And don't let any of the other girls tell you anything else. If you want to come on that stage in bra and knickers, you damn well do it, Diana, because we don't care. We don't care, darling. Let's take a call. Chris Bradley's on the phone. Good morning, Chris. Morning, Chris.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hello, sir. Where are you?
I near border, pal. How you doing?
Near where?
Glasgow.
You're where?
Glasgow.
Glasgow. Hello, sir. Welcome to the show.
Near border, pal.
What are you calling in about?
Just saying hello.
And hello to you, sir.
Near border. Just enjoying what you were... I was literally just watching what you were saying. I was just on Vaughan. You know,
we like to have a little bit of a laugh in the morning. Chris, is it raining up there this morning?
Oh, don't say that. It's usually snowing, actually, at the moment.
What, in Glasgow? Have you got snowed? Oh, I hate snow, Chris.
Aye.
I hate snow. I hate the cold. I don't understand these people that go skiing. What's all that about? You want to be hurtling down a mountain at 200 mile an hour with the chance that you might go down the wrong way and go off the end of it and be cold in the process and be dead. Why would you want to go on a holiday that does that? I don't get it at all, Chris.
Usually there's a tree in the way.
Have you ever been skiing?
Skiing?
Yeah.
I've slipped over a few times, but usually when I'm drunk.
Ice on the ground and all that stuff. Yeah, I know. The last time I went to Glasgow was about 12 years ago. I didn't go there very long. It was my nephew had never been on a plane. So I thought I'd take it. He was, I think 15 at the time. And my sister hadn't been on a plane either. So I just took them both from where did we go from? Possibly Stansted. I think possibly from Stansted. I think we went, I'm sure. Yeah, it was from Stansted. We went to from Stansted Airport just up to Glasgow, spent a few hours up there and come back again to the main shopping centre. Oh, and they we went in this shopping centre and they have a bear, like make your own bear. Do you know where I mean?
I think I know what you mean, aye.
Okay, so you go in the shopping centre, you choose a bear and you put it on this machine and it stuffs it with all this foam stuff. And then you zip up the back and then you buy little accessories for it. You know, by the time you've made this damn thing, it was like 50 quid.
I know.
£10 for a hat,
I know exactly
£5 for a pair of boots, a pair of gloves, a pair of glasses and all that. Christ, it would have been cheaper to buy them all.
Give it insurance.
It would have been cheaper to go to Primark and buy 2 bags of clothes.
I love it.
Oh, well, what do you do? Do you work, Chris?
Aye, I do.
What do you do?
I'm work for a online supermarket.
And you enjoy doing that?
Yep.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm glad you do. Glad you do. All right, Chris, you have a lovely day. Thanks for calling in.
All right, no problem.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
There we are. Chris calling in from Glasgow in Scotland there, boys and girls. You can call in too if you want to. 0208 144 3477. Thank you, N. It's indeed called Build a Bear. That was the name of the shop. I remember it now. Build a Bear. Cost an arm and I mean, it's a lot of fun. You're in there a good hour, actually, making this bear and choosing little clothes for it and all that business. And then you go to the till and you get stung for about 50 quid. Dear me. It's a lot of money. Let's have a look in there. I'm just flying up your messages there, okay? N, a lot of your messages aren't making... I don't know if you're using some sort of spell checker or something, but can you check your messages before you hit numbers and that? Because I'm not quite following what you're talking about sometimes. All right? That's not a rundown or anything. I just don't... I mean, for example, you've written here, I ant to fly in Flywick, hitch up your karaoke and then leave immediately from London. I don't know what you mean. What does that mean? I ant to fly into Fatwick. Oh, that must... You mean Gatwick. I ant. I want to fly into Gatwick, hit up your karaoke, and then leave immediately from London. Right, I get that. Just if you can keep an eye on your typing, because otherwise I can't understand it. And I do like to read out as much as I can, as long as they're to do with what we're chatting around, all right? Diane says... there you go. Oh, sorry, that's the other Diane. Doesn't like the dreary songs either. Well, there are ballads and there are ballads. There are some very nice ballads that are not depressing, but there's a lot of ballads that are depressing. I'll tell you what, boys and girls, join in. Type in what you think is a depressing ballad. Type in the title of any songs that you think are depressing ballads, and let's see. Ants. Oh, 80s music. We're going to do a lot of 80s music tonight as well. I'm DJing tonight at Central Station in Wharfdale Road, Kingtos. We got a brand new amplifier there, incidentally, Ants. There's a brand new amplifier in there, which I installed last week, which has made a huge difference to the sound. I don't know if you remember, Ants. There was a speaker crackling on the left-hand side of the stage. Boys and girls, I'm talking about Central, and it went on for ages. We always thought it was the speaker. No, it was the amplifier. It was actually the amplifier. So we bought a new. Well, I put one of my old ones in, which is I've got this old amplifier. It's about 35 years old. I kid you not. It's never let me down. It's never blown a fuse. It's never let me down, and I keep that in case I want. I did give it away a few months ago. But the person who I gave it to didn't use it, and I needed it again. I said, have you used that yet? No, well, can I have it back? So I got it back again, put it in Central Station, and then everything started working perfectly. This amplifier must have been gone wrong for years in there. Years, dear. Years. Oh, Andrew, Play Radio UK. Do you remember me from that? That was wonderful, Play Radio. Yeah, I did this show, oh gosh, that must be 8-10 years ago now. I was very, very lucky to have been invited to do a show on Play Radio. Let me tell you the story of that, Andrew. On Play Radio, which no longer exists, unfortunately. And I was rung up by a guy called Tommy Boyd. And I never forget, he spoke, it's Tommy Boyd. I thought, Tommy Boyd, I know that name. And he's very big on radio. And he was on television here as well. He did Magpie years ago. That's the one that comes to mind. But he's done a lot more of other stuff. At the moment, I think he fills in sometimes on Talk Radio UK now. So he was on there, as well as Mike Mendoza, who's on television now in Brighton. He's not too well at the moment, Mike Mendoza, actually. He's in a hospital at the moment. I can't remember what's wrong. I'm not sure what's wrong with him, actually. But Mike Mendoza was on there and some others, and I was very lucky to be on there. And I was brought in to do the podcast show. Now, because Tommy had discovered me from doing my podcasts. Before I started doing these video shows, I was audio only. I've actually done this talk show now about 13 years. I think it's either 13 or 14 years this year. It started off as audio only for many years, and then accidentally I put a camera in front of me. Someone suggested doing it, and I didn't want to do it. I said, "Oh no, I don't think people want to see me. Well, just try it." And I tried it once. Well, I stuck to it ever since. So Tommy discovered me from doing the audio podcasts, and I was brought in to talk about podcasts. Well, actually, I didn't know that much about them. Okay, technically, I don't think I'm that good at stuff. And the idea was I talk about podcasts. I was given this show to do, basically what I wanted, talk about podcasts and how you do it. And then people could ring in. Well, they would ring in and I'd have to wing it. This is absolutely true, Andrew. And Tommy knew this. I told him. I said, Tommy, I don't think I can do that. He said, what I want to do is bring you into the station, and that's how we're going to do it. They needed a reason to bring me in, and that's how he done it. So here I was. And what I would do is, I'm trying to remember the format I created for the show. Well, I talked a bit, and that's what I did. I trawled the internet for other people's podcasts, and I'd pull one down, and then I'd edit bits of it and play it out. And then I had a panel of people, all on Skype, who were listening to the podcast, and then we would comment on the podcast on what we thought of it as an ordinary person. There was myself, the host. I was in the studio at Play Radio. There was Millie. She's in Minnesota, a lovely lady who I've spoken to some time for now. She's in Minnesota in the USA. There was James Dean, who does radio in Thamesmead. He's running the station now, actually. He's Thamesmead in... No, not Thamesmead. Tameside, I beg your pardon, Tameside, up near Manchester. There was someone else, I can't remember who the other one was now. No, can't remember who the other one was now. And we would literally play out a podcast and comment on it. Did we think it was funny? How do we think we could improve it and all this? And there's me. I was no expert, but that's how I got into the station. And gradually, as time went on, I kind of moved away from the podcasts and made it more like this show where we would talk about everything, maybe a couple of news stories and that sort of thing, and that's how I got in there. Unfortunately, the chap who ran it couldn't make any money, I don't think, out of it, and closed the whole thing down. There were many Play stations. There was Play Classic, Play Pop, Play Talk was the most recent one, and it was great. It was great, and Tommy Boyd was very supportive. Very supportive. He'd give us a phone call and say, yeah, I heard your show last night. Very good. Maybe if you did this or did that. And it was fantastic. It was fantastic. It was a damn long drive, though, I tell you. It was such a long drive. I'll never forget the first day I was doing it. I was so nervous. I was absolutely bricking it. I was. So that was Play Radio. All right. Andrew, do you listen to the new talk radio? Yes, I do. I like Julia Kilojoules Hartley Brewer, although I don't hear her anymore because she's doing the breakfast show now. Do they do podcasts? That's a point. I should look that up if they do. I do like talk radio. I like certain bits of LBC. I find LBC a little bit too serious for me sometimes, and they keep bringing around the same bloody subjects all the time. All the time, the same subjects come around. Race, religion, Brexit. I mean, as soon as someone mentions religion, I'm off. Now, I'm Catholic, I go to church, but I don't need to hear about religion all the time on there. Victims on there all the time, different victims of this, that and the other. So not much of LBC. I like on LBC Steve Allen. I like Clive Ball, Marcus Collins I like, and they're about the only ones, really. I think there's a girl on there, there's a lady on there as well, not the sexpert. Not the sexpert, that's just boring. People ringing in with their sex problems. I think that's tonight, isn't it? About 8 o'clock tonight. So no. Talk radio, yes. I like Julia Hartley Brewer, although I don't hear her anymore because she's on at breakfast time. There's a bloke on, I think, mid-mornings. Can't remember his name. He's quite funny. And there's another bloke on. There's two blokes on there who I find very, very amusing. I like them very much. And they're on daytime. Not keen on the nighttime output on there. But yeah, I do listen to talk radio. In fact, there's another new radio station you might be interested in, Andy. I only discovered this week. I think it's Talk News. Hang on, I've got the app here. I've got the app here somewhere. Let me see. Where is it? I'll tell you what it is. And you can look it up. And it's very clever. And it brings you the news every 10 minutes. So every 10 minutes, the news again. So it's the same. And of course it changes as news changes. I'll tell you what it is now. Hang on, I can't find it on my little iPhone here. News. One minute. There it is. News Radio UK. Today's headlines in 10 minutes. So, if you listen at 11, turn on at 5. Oh, I've missed the news. Don't worry. Wait 5 minutes because it's back on again at 10 past. I mean, you'd only really want to listen to 10 minutes, 20 minutes at a time. And then you'd go to something else. But then you'd tune in probably an hour later to see if anything has changed. So that's a good one. News Talk UK. That's a brand new station on internet only, I think it is. Internet only. All right. Andrew says, I've heard a new rumour Mr. Boyd is getting a new weekend gig at Talk Radio. You heard it here. I hope so. I think he retired for a while but didn't like it. You see, that's happened to me. That has happened to me, Andrew. I've had nights off for some time now. I packed in my Thursday night gig. I packed in my Tuesday night gig as well. The Sunday night gig, unfortunately, packed itself in, but there you go. One of those things. And I thought, well, time to slow down a bit now. I'm 55. I come up here and talk to you and I enjoy that, but I'm bored. And I can't sleep unless I've been to work. It's terrible. It's terrible. So, on a night off, I'll do my day as usual. Come up and talk to you generally in the morning. Go swimming in the afternoon. Then I go to bed, you see. I go to bed around about 3, 4 o'clock for a couple of hours. Then I get up again, get ready for work and go to work. Right? So on a night off, I do all those things, go to bed at 4, then I get up at 6. Sort of about, these are only approximate times, give or take a couple of hours either side. Right? I get up again. Then I have my dinner early. Usually I have dinner when I come in from work. On a night off, I'll have it at 7 o'clock. Whatever, 6, 7 o'clock. Then I sit in front of the telly. Right? And I watch several programmes, which I enjoy. I like watching the programmes. And it gets about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, my normal bedtime. Well, I better go to bed. And I go to bed. I can't sleep. I can't sleep. Terrible. Because I can't sleep unless I've been to work. I mean, I don't know if I went out, if I was to go out somewhere and come back and do that long drive home again. Because I spend every night, it takes me an hour and a quarter, an hour and 20 minutes to get back from work. Maybe if I went out, for the night and come back, then I might be able to sleep. But I certainly can't sleep when I just get up, have lunch, watch the telly for a few hours and then go back to bed again. I can't do it. I'm bored. I'm so bored. And I was talking to my friend Justin, who I used to work with him. He runs a pub in Hemel Hempstead called the Steam Coach. And I was talking to him about this. He said, this is how I've programmed myself over the years, you see. I am programmed not to sleep unless I've been to work. And I discussed this with my mate and he said, well, the plan was to slow down. Certainly, come Monday, I'm 55 on Monday. The plan was to slow down at 50. I thought I'll squeeze a few more years out of this. And I did slow down sort of slightly earlier last year, but I can't do it. Can't do it. So that's why I went out and sought new work to do. Proving to you that it isn't about the money. I can't sleep unless I'm doing what I do. It's funny, isn't it? Awful. It's awful, but there you are. That's the way it is. Paul says, do I like Steve Allen? Yes, I certainly do like Steve Allen very much. I did have desires over the years to do some radio and that. To perhaps do an overnight show on the radio or something like that. But I never sort of tried to get into it. I mean, I saw how it was. I certainly didn't want to do music radio. I would have wanted to do music radio when it was like in the 60s, 70s, 80s, part of the 90s, when the DJ could bring across his or her personality. The likes of Tony Blackburn, my hero, Dave Lee Travis, David Jensen, Kid Jensen. He's got Parkinson's. Is it him who's got Parkinson's? Terrible. Kid Jensen. Who's that wonderful lady? She was on Radio 1, then she went on Radio London. Can't remember her name now. Oh, she's wonderful. She is. All the Radio 2 DJs, even now, the personality comes across. Not on Capital Radio or anything like. There's no personality there. No. Coming up next is ABBA and da da da. Yeah, keep it tuned. You're not talking to me. You're talking at me. I don't want to listen to you. You see, I don't want to do that. So I never took it further. I never sent a thing. Sometimes I've sent links on that to radio stations. They never reply. So that's why. Possibly, I still sometimes I think to myself, maybe someone will sit there and watch this or listen to this. Someone from something, radio or the telly, something like that. And they would say, oh, I think this bloke may be able to do something with us. And you get a phone call, but it's never happened, 13 years later, and it probably still won't. But it doesn't matter that much because I'm sitting here doing it now. But maybe if I had to go to a studio in London or something like that, and then I had to drive back at night time, then maybe I'll be able to sleep. Maybe that would be more like work then. Because this isn't like work, is it? We're just having a little bit of fun together that we have almost every day. Sometimes twice a day. We just have a bit of fun. It's not like work, is it? If I was to go to work at a radio thing or maybe even a little TV thing, something like that, and then I came, I bet I could sleep then. But to get up sort of 6 o'clock at night, have my dinner, maybe come up and do a late night show, then go back downstairs, watch telly and then go to bed, it doesn't feel like I've been to work and I cannot sleep. Cannot sleep. Hello to Midnight, who says, I like the British theme. Yes, that's because I'm British. Hate to point out the obvious, but I am British. Why is Barry Manilow there? Because I like him. Next question. I like Barry Manilow. Big Barry Manilow fan. I'm not a fan-alow. I'm not a Barry Manilow fanatic, but I like Barry Manilow a lot. I think he's one of the best entertainers ever, Midnight. I really do. Who's your favourite entertainer? Do you have one as well? Oh, it's obviously not Barry, is it? All right. Let's have a look. Good morning to nephew Gary Butler. Morning, Gary. His daughter, Olivia, she had a little bit of an operation yesterday. She's coming up to 3 years old now. Olivia, she's a bit disabled and she has a feeding tube into her stomach. That's how they feed her. And I haven't spoken to my nephew actually, I gather it was leaking where it goes into her stomach. She has a lot of bad times, that little girl, unfortunately. But they had to go to hospital and have it redone. Good news is, I think it's worked all right. So that's good news there. Angela says, where did you buy that hideous shirt? Angela, don't you like it? I'll tell you what, I'll send it to you, love. You can try it on yourself. Amazon. Midnight likes Cliff Richard. Oh, yeah. It's not funny how we don't talk anymore. Well, you never spoke to me, love. I'd love to interview Cliff Richard. Yeah, he's all right, isn't he, Cliff Richard? Hello, Julian. Thinking of resurrecting the Homo Hypnotist. One last time in London next autumn winter prior to retiring. Must speak to my agent, Kelly Wilde. You're welcome to come and do it on a Saturday night with me. Ask Kelly to put you with me. Did you say next year? Next year? This coming autumn winter. Yeah, I'll be there then. I'm actually booked. I'm there every Saturday right the way through till Christmas. I've been booked for the whole year there. So that would be nice if you come and do it on a Saturday night or something with me. We'd have a bit of a laugh there. Good afternoon, Merlin. All right, Merlin. Here we are. Here's some more depressing songs that you do not want to come and sing at the karaoke. Dance with My Father. Oh, dance with Luther Vandross, depressing. I Will Always Love You. Man, Candle in the Wind. Candle in the Wind, Angela says. Now, we're talking about depressing karaoke songs. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't mind that one so much. Candle in the Wind. You'll Never Walk Alone. Oh, Christ, the football crowd are out there. Are you lonesome tonight? Yes, every night. Are you lonesome tonight? Hello, Josh. Welcome to the show, Josh. Midnight married a Brit. She's from Somerset in Wales. Loves sausage rolls and Scotch eggs. Oh, I don't eat sausage rolls. I'm vegetarian now. And there's no dead animals pass through these lips. Some of them look dead anyway. Greetings to Riaz. Says it's now time for smiling. It certainly is. Keep smiling. Good morning, Shania. Welcome, Shania. A bit late this morning. Anne Taplin's there. Good morning, Anne. Nice to see. Anne is a proper fan-alo. She is a mad Barry Manilow fan, aren't you, darling? She's got a grotto to Barry Manilow. A grotto. Her entire house is covered in Barry Manilow memorabilia. And why shouldn't it be? Why shouldn't it be, Anne? Fantastic. Nice lunch the other day. Good morning, Anne. Good morning to Ronnie. There's my best mate there, Ronnie, who says, no swimming, no energy, and a tight chest like my pocket. My pocket is not tight, I'll have you know. It's always emptying itself, usually into afternoon teas for you. Stop moaning. Ron is taking me out for 3 afternoon teas for my birthday. Yes, this Tuesday we are going to the Grove. Oh, yes. Famous people go to the Grove, which is clearly why he's chosen it for me, because I'm a famous person. I'm a famous person. Midnight's been to a Glastonbury concert. Oh, I couldn't go to one of those. Oh, no. Oh, the toilets. Oh, bleh. Oh, God. Bleh. It's not when the toilets, it's not if the toilets fill up and go wrong, it's when. Oh, my God. Can you just imagine going to one of those portable toilets and it's full up? Oh God. Bleh, bleh. How awful, awful. Josh is from Somerset as well. Are you really? He likes cider. I'm not keen on cider. I had a mate who used to drink cider and it would change his personality like that. Not nice at all. Not into a nice person either. Horrible stuff, cider. Incorrect. Not a horrible drink, but some people it affects badly, cider. Changes their personality suddenly. Merlin says music radio just turned into an easy moneymaker and not about listeners. Exactly. But that's why we've got internet radio now. You know, you can listen to so much wonderful stuff on internet radio. You really can. Everything is there. You can listen to church organ music, you know, or I don't know, Buddhist chants. You know, technology program. I love technology programs. I love listening to technology programs. Although I'm not keen on Click. I can't. That Spencer Kelly is a bit smarmy. Oh, hello and welcome to Click. My name's Spencer Kelly. I'm not. He's a bit up himself, that one, isn't he? Can we have it a little bit more humorous? Can we have it humorous, please? Humorous. Humorous. That's what we want. Merlin goes crazy when I have days off work. Even with the 3-hour commute each way, I wouldn't change it. There you go. See, here's another one. Does anyone else have a problem with not being able to sleep if they haven't been to work? It's not good. It's not good. I mean, I won't be able to do this forever. What's going to, you know, I said right at the beginning of the programme, we were talking about stuff like this. You know, what happens when the job's finished? Everything has a finality. Everything comes to an end, including jobs that you do. They do. And it's with all jobs. Take for example the excellent BBC series Merlin. So it was popular, everyone's got a, and suddenly the BBC cancel it for no reason. It's come to an end. Everything comes to an end, and it does worry me. What on earth am I going to do when jobs come to an end? I'm not in a job that I look forward to retirement. I don't want to sit at home and do nothing. You know, there's nothing better than doing a night and finishing and watching the people laughing and joking because of something you've pulled together. I'm not saying that they're coming in for me. They're coming in to sing the karaoke. But I pulled it all together. And when you see those little faces go home smiling, most of them hopefully smiling, some of them getting off with each other, the younger ones, it's very special. It really is, being able to do the job. I'm so lucky to be able to do the job that I do. Midnight doesn't like Simon Cowell. No, a lot of people don't like him. Apparently, Mark says I look like Sean Penn, the actor. I know, yes. I know. Wasn't he the one married to Madonna for a while? I think that's him. Midnight says the toilets at Glastonbury are disgusting. Sometimes it makes sense to go in your pants instead. Oh, wear a nappy. There's my advice to you this week. If you're going to Glastonbury, wear a nappy. Absolutely, wear a nappy. Good morning to Vectis. Do you need me to get you a job on the bins, as you've not got much work now? I wouldn't have a problem with that, Vectis. I reckon you could build up some muscle while doing that, picking up the bins and all that. Can I build up muscle? Will I be like muscle? Oh, I've got muscle. I've got muscle. Oh, hang on. Yeah, there it is. I've got muscle. I've got muscle. When Anne went to Glastonbury, she says, I took my own camping toilet with me with its own little tent. What an excellent idea. What an excellent idea. Take your own toilet to Glastonbury. Do you have a little selection of polythene bags as well, Anne? And what do you do with them? Do you just chuck them out the tent? I love it. I love it. Christopher Island, ain't Kelly Wilde lovely and a fabulous entertainer? You need to get her in as a guest on your show. Yes, she is. She's my agent as well. Not. I don't just get my work from her. I get. Well, there's only one job I get. The Central Station job is via Kelly. So whenever you see me at Central Station, I have to pay her a little bit of money. Not a lot, just a little bit. But you're quite right. She is. A lot of people run down Kelly. A lot of people run down Kelly. As you well know, Christopher, I'm sure I don't have to tell you that, but I've never, ever not worked with her and seen her turn a night around from a load of miserable bastards sitting in there to people who have had a good night. She always turns it around. She can get a crowd going. If you ever want to get a crowd going, you employ Kelly. She will come on bouncing away like she's like 18 years old, and she will get the crowd going. Absolutely, Christopher. She really is. Merlin says, I don't do the job because it's paid well. I do the job because I enjoy it. Retirement is a dirty word, but retirement doesn't have to signal the end. Next door neighbour husband is 70 and still tarmacs for the council. You say, no, well, I don't think people want to retire. I don't. Our parish priest at the church in Roehampton, when I was much younger, Father Symes, a wonderful man. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful man he was, Father Symes. And he was at that church for over 20 years. And he got to an age and they retired him. And I think he was absolutely devastated. He only lasted a few... And he was never really ill. I remember once he had a really bad cold. And he kept sneezing and coughing while he was doing all the readings and all that at church. And... after they retired him, he only lasted a few years after that, and then he became ill and left the world. You know, I don't think a lot of elderly people want to retire. I like some of the biggest places like B&Q. They employ older people, don't they? You go in B&Q, there's a lot of older people there, and they're helpful. They can actually hold a conversation with you. Not like the girls in the checkout or the boys in the checkout in blooming Sainsbury's. Or taking the tickets in the Cinemax World or Cineworld or whatever it is in Bracknell. Christ, I went to see that film, Their Darkest Hour. You know, the Winston Churchill one. Very, very good film. Really good film. And, you know, I'm going there and then, you know, got your ticket and then they give your ticket over. And they got a nice floor in there. I did tell you this the other way. They got a nice, like, shiny floor with little sparkles in it. Not lights. It just sparkles. I said, I love that floor in my kitchen. Huh? I said, that floor would look really nice in my kitchen, wouldn't it? What do you mean? Don't matter, just give me my ticket. Oh, I nearly swore then. Nearly. Thick as a blank. And it's the same with some of the people on the tills in Sainsbury's. They're just the same. And they say, hello, have you had a nice day? Are you going on holiday anywhere? They're not even talking to me. It's coming out of a bloody book. Dear me. That's it. Mary says, my brother, the Reverend, can't retire until 75. Well, good. He will be bored when he retires. Vectis, get this shirt on Amazon. Absolutely. What was the topless picture of you in the snow, Adrian wants to know? That's about 20 years old, that is. 20 years old, that is, all right? I don't look like that now. Better. Okay, let's do today's birthdays. And then I must go, boys and girls. I've got things to do. There's only 3 birthdays I've got here today. Happy birthday today to a very good friend of mine, Paul Dale, who's on the slimming world. He's lost quite a lot of weight so far. A bit more to go. Happy birthday, Paul, who is 58 years old today. Just a touch older than me, aren't you, Paul? Happy birthday, Paul. Happy birthday to Diane Brearley. Happy birthday, Diane. And happy birthday today to David Simpson, whose birthday it is. Hello, David. Haven't you seen you for a while, so happy birthday to all 3 of you. Let me sing you the song, and then I'll do your final messages, all right? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Oh, happy birthday, dear Paul, Diane and David. Happy birthday to you. I nearly forgot the names then, didn't I? Never mind. Midnight. Sorry, Midnight. You're a little bit late to call in now. Lines have now closed, Midnight. Sorry about that. Need to get in a little bit earlier there. All right. Sorry, Midnight. That yes, indeed. That is the phone-in number for the show. If you try and call it now, it'll just go to answer phone. Once the lines are closed, it goes off. All right. So there we are. Thank you. V-Man thinks he's in Blackpool. Well, I don't know where you are, but if you want to go to Blackpool... I've never been to Blackpool. Never, ever been to Blackpool. Gather there's lots of good stuff up there, though, so do enjoy it and don't nick all the lights while you're up there, OK? Paul says Anne could charge people to use her portable toilet at Glastonbury, pay for a ticket. What a good idea! What an excellent idea! I love it. Oh, Maida. Maida says it's her son birthday. Her son Blue. Is that his name? Blue. What a lovely name. What a lovely name. Happy birthday, Blue. How old is Blue today? You'll have to be very quick. I'm just about to go. Tell us how old Blue is today, and I'll read. I'll sing to him for you. Okay. V-Man is in Brisbane. Oh, I've been there. Brisbane in Australia. God, it's hot there. And I went in that man-made big swimming pool thing, which the Australians told me not to go in. They said it's filthy. Do you know where I mean? You've got a big paddling pool type thing there. I think you have in Brisbane. It's full of lots of nasty stuff. It was really hot the time I went to Brisbane. I think it was the town hall I went past, and some idiot has decided to put all marble outside the town hall on the floor, knowing full well when the sun goes on it and you walk across it and your shoes stick to it, don't they? I know Brisbane. I know Brisbane very well. Thank you, Maida. Is in Japan. And her son Blue is 11 today. So happy birthday, Blue. Happy birthday to Blue. Happy birthday to Blue. Happy birthday, dear Blue. 11 years old today. Happy birthday, dear Blue. All right? Have a nice birthday, Blue. That's okay. God bless you as well, Maida. Thank you very much. Merlin says the lady in Morrison said to me, oh, this product doesn't have a barcode. She just scanned the same item. Just rescan the same product. Oh, God. Thick as planks. Christina, you've missed me. I'm going. I'm going, Christina. Too late. Thanks ever so much for joining us today, boys and girls. If you're around North London tonight... I'm doing some DJing tonight. We'll be playing a lot of 80s music tonight. That's at Central Station Bar, where I usually do the karaoke. I do the DJing there as well on a Saturday night. But it's not really about me Saturday night. It's about the cabaret, which tonight is Beverly Ball Crusher. That is the correct name. Beverly Ball Crusher is a drag queen, and she'll be on stage tonight at Central Station at 10:30. And it's our 26th birthday today. I've been there about 3.5 years I've been there, and I was there before for about 2 years, some years back. So I'll be there tonight at Central Station. I only do a short night tonight. It's about 9:30 to 12 I'm there, I think. All right, so whatever you're doing tonight, it's the Central Station 26th birthday party, King's Cross in North London on the Wharfdale Road. Beverly Ball Crusher is your cabaret today. Midnight says, can I give a shout out to my British wife, Michelle, from Bridgewater, UK, who now lives in New Jersey in the USA. So hello to you. Thanks very much for joining us, and I'll see you again very soon, possibly with an emergency broadcast, a very short emergency broadcast later on, which will only be on Facebook Live, boys and girls. If you want to join us on Facebook, please feel free to do so on there. You'll see everything I do on there. Facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK. That's my username on there. Facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye now.